Why hello there, and welcome to another week of live streaming, and also, I probably should do this correctly. Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another live stream from Coolcraft Season 6. I absolutely butchered that by activating the Elytra there. Ooh, that was not supposed to happen. Anyhow, hello, I am here once again, flying through downtown city, right to the city hall, which I was trying last week. I was trying desperately to not show this one building the highway, and oh yeah, speaking of which, I over the weekend actually ended up finishing the highway. So yeah, we have the bridge span stuff here. I mean, you know, it's very effective to have like a fancy bridge support mechanism here, so we can have a gap in the supports, which I don't really think there's much of a gap, to be fair. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be much of a gap in the supports here. It's just this weird thing, and then it's still bridge over this way, so it's mostly just a vanity thing. Actually, you know, I need to look at the supports on the other end. Are the supports on the other end similar? Because if so, man, this was not effective at eliminating support. Huh. What do you know? It's entirely for looks. It has no structural value, I guess. I mean, I guess it's holding up that end of the bridge right now. But other than that, it has no structural value. Anyhow, we were for once not working on all the roads or the highway today, as the roads in downtown here are actually complete now. Now, I do need to do some expansion into my area of roads. Specifically, we're going to be expanding that way, and I'm out of fireworks. Great. I also have a lot of junk in my inventory. But today in particular, we are going to be working on nothing building-based, but more just preparing myself for what may come, and that being getting a crap ton of the redstone components and maybe actually fully labeling this. I think we'll start by labeling all the chests in there. As I'd like to actually know where stuff is supposed to be, so I don't have to just go searching around for it. So yeah, I guess we'll start with that. Just gotta put all this junk in my inventory away. Yeah, there's wool in there, okay. But yeah, another week has gone by. Another live stream, and actually this week I will be able to back to the full live streaming schedule, as I finally don't have anything going on this week. Let's see. Last, I think. Ooh, actually, I gotta look at the calendar to hopefully hold up. Let me just look at the calendar. Google's calendar app is a mess. It doesn't show you the month view by default. It shows you the like week view where it lays out the days and a bunch of stuff. It's so dumb. So freaking dumb. I want to see the whole month view by default Google. Anyhow. Okay. 2 weeks. After this weekend, twice more, I will have the full live stream schedule before I'm basically done for who knows how long with regularly scheduled live streaming. I do hopefully plan to do some sort of live streaming over the summer, at least at some points. Hopefully satisfactory 1.0 if my computer isn't going to be horribly crashing at that point. Oh yeah, the drink of the week is this green can of bubbly stuff. I didn't think of the color before the stream, but yeah, this is a perfect color to get a green screen out minus what the like lighting is doing shining off it. So anyhow, yeah. There's that. Okay, let's get to signage. Actually, I guess I should grab some more fireworks here. Let's see. But yeah, besides the future stream schedule, I can talk about why we didn't have a proper stream schedule on the last Sunday here. That's because obviously the solar eclipse that happened, well, the next day. But regardless of the fact, I was still visiting family on Sunday last week. And so yeah, Signs. I don't think I have any signs laying around. No, I don't. Alright, I guess I'll have to craft some. Yeah, but, you know, great time visiting family and stuff. Got the day before the eclipse, not a cloud in the sky. Quite warm as well. Went to a museum, science museum apparently. Had some cool stuff going on there. Got to watch a presentation about the history of NASA. That was very interesting. And then to come the day of the eclipse, heavy cloud cover. Could not see the sun at all, not even with the special glasses. Nowhere could I see any brighter spots for the sun, so that was great. Still got to experience the darkness though, so that was cool. Yeah, and the field I was in wasn't particularly crowded. There was just the neighbors. I mean, I was technically there with one of the neighbors, so just a few neighbors around, and someone's the light on the back of someone's house that was like an automatic floodlight kept turning on during the totality. That was fun. All right, it's label time. All right, so we got comparator. Let's see, what is here? Target. I have a spot for that, apparently. It's been so long since I've configured this, I actually forget what's what. Lever. Okay. Stone button, stone pressure plate. Okay. Stone pressure plate. If I could spell stuff, that'd be great. And then these are specifically the wooden variants. Anything that isn't the stone variants of buttons and pressure plates goes there. Got chest hopper. Let's see. Dispenser. These are going to be fun to craft a ton of. This should be droppers, right? Yep. I think we have honey after slime. Yep. Honey. What's next? Composters. And then note blocks. Okay. Ah, I do have a storage spot. And then, okay, yeah, note blocks. I'm being very inconsistent with capitalization. Pistons, sticky pistons, corner block, which has daylight sensors. What does this other corner have? Lecterns. Oh, I also apparently have that. Observers, that's correct. Redstone lamps and TNT. Crafting table for more signs. I only need 2 more. TNT. What is right next to the rails? Trapped chest. Why do I have a plate? Why do I have a slab for that? I could definitely repurpose some of these. Like, I'm probably never gonna have that many trapped chests. Let's see, what else do I feel like it's kind of dumb? Having stupid amounts of pressure plates buttons. I don't know. Targets, maybe. We are going to... Okay, so primarily for the rest of the stream, we're just going to start crafting a bunch, / acquiring a bunch of this stuff. I want probably 1 to 2 shulker boxes of everything. Hopefully. I do actually have to get skulk sensors at some point as well. You can get those can spawn naturally from a catalyst, right? I really should, for those, I should build a skulk farm, which I've never done. You know what? I'm gonna put that on my ideas list here. Which also would mean going to an ancient city to get a catalyst. I've never visited an ancient city in survival. that is also the case. All right. I do have a very few amount of things on my things to-do list, and sometimes I'm not very enthusiastic about any of them. But we will start with activator rails, which I do actually have to craft. I'll find something else that I could put a sign on quickly. Alright, what kind of woods do I have over here that I haven't labeled? Warp planks. There we go. Yeah, I'm really bad at labeling things. Bamboo can go back there. Now I need to remember, how the hell do you make activator rails? Oh, redstone torches. And you only get 6 of them. Oh. Alright, I could build a duper for this stuff. You know, we don't use many, so I'll just craft... I'll just go craft like 6 stacks of that, and I'll say that that's going to be good. Obviously, redstone blocks, redstone are probably going to be the last things that I'm stocking up here because, well, they're basically needed for everything else. Actually, we only need 1 of those. The crafting tables are in these corners. At least I did build crafting tables into the design for this room, for some of these rooms. It is very handy instead of having to always run back to this shop over here. I also like a lot the innovation that I did in this part of the storage system, where basically all the iron things are stored in a singular chest, because I don't really need more than 1 chest for a lot of the stuff. Alright. Stupid amount of activator rails. So, activator rails. The rest of these 3 rails, actually, we have a municipal supply of. I will just move a fair amount of that municipal supply over here because it's just more convenient for me to have a municipal. Okay. It's just more convenient for me to have a chunk of that municipal supply at my base, and the municipal supply will regenerate. Oh, also, something a little interesting that happened a couple weeks ago now, I want to say. Oh, it's the morning. Okay, the sun's coming up. Is that we actually had someone who we haven't seen around the server for a while pop back on for a little while. They originally joined in Season 3, and I'm not talking about Tyler particularly, because this would technically also apply to him. Yeah, they joined in Season 3, played a bit on there, played a bit in Season 4. I don't know if they did very much, and then they haven't been seen on the server until now, so I guess that doesn't apply to Tyler entirely. Anyhow, it's not Tyler, to be clear. It's someone else. They recently reappeared, and then for 1 day they were on, and then they haven't come back since. So yeah, that's fun. Also, something I could talk about here. The sun is kind of still up. I know you guys can't see or whatever, but like looking behind the green screen here, I can see there's still light coming from outside. I don't know how that is happening, considering it's been what? It's been how long since that's been the case? But oh my gosh, the days are actually getting longer. Anyhow, yes, these... I will just drop these shulker boxes at the input to the storage system and let them filter their way in so that I don't have to manually move them around again. And I can think about the next thing. Some of these things are going to be a lot trickier than others to actually get a fair amount of. And some of these things are going to be quite easy, actually. Ooh. Feeling a bit gassy right now. Let's see. Oh yeah. I believe I mentioned last week about the issues that I've been having with my graphics card. Well, since then, fun stuff has happened. I got the issue. Oh, just a random box of glass here. How long has that been sitting there? Well, okay, since the last stream, I've experienced the issue in GTA 5. That's fun. Can't play that game either now, apparently. And but I have now since heard back from Intel. So they initially, I think it was on Monday actually when I first heard back, they just asked for a bit more info, which I provided them as soon as I got back to my computer, obviously because of the eclipse. And then like the next day and the next day I got another email back saying, "Oh, hey, we've passed this on to our other team. I'll contact you on or before what the current day is now." Haven't heard back from them yet. And we'll contact you if we need any more information. So I guess they are actually taking my issue seriously. I'm not doing a whole thing of trap chest. That is utterly useless. I don't even know why I've included that in the storage system. If I decide to put a different redstone component there, like, say, the crafter, once we get to 121. I actually don't know if we're going to be updating to 1.21 this season. We are going to be updating to 1.20.5 in the next, after it comes out in the next few weeks. Of course, I want to wait for mods to get updated, and that might take a while because they're on Java 21 for the next updates. They did that in a minor version. My mods are also therefore going to actually, they might need to be updated. If only because they've done an absurd amount of changes in the game from going from 1.20.4 to 5. Besides the Java version, there's a ton of other breaking changes. I don't know what I'm going to have to do to update my mods, but it's probably going to be bad. My mods like this one. Anyhow, TNT. Huh. I do have stocks and stocks of gunpowder. So the sand is what I'm more worried about. Honestly, having enough of here. Okay, if I grab 4 shulker boxes worth of sand, I'll be able to make a whole shulker box of TNT. I think that's probably going to be enough. Sorry about those frame drops that just happened there. Anyhow. Yeah, I definitely do have the gunpowder stocks. I have 3 different farms that produce gunpowder. Why has gunpowder become so easy to get? But sand is still not technically renewable. Like, honestly, if they gave us a way to properly farm sand, and, okay, so if they gave us movable tile entities and a way to farm sand, I think it might be plausible that we could do without TNT dupers for a lot of automated systems and maybe even a tunnel bore. Mind you, things like a world eater, though, would require untold amounts of TNT, like obscene amounts. Let's see, if you're pushing down, like we'll say 100 times, that's a very conservative estimate. And each one of those blocks for each push down, or how it's like 250 blocks long. Gonna grab a calculator. Hold that thought. Alright. Got a calculator. Alright. So we're conservatively estimating we're only pushing we're only going down through 100 blocks, which is almost certainly not the case. But we'll say it is. That's actually well an underestimate. Let's say 150 blocks. That's probably more accurate. No, 120. Let's say 120. Say 250 blocks long and about 40 TNT dupers are usually used, I think. And this is gives us the extremely conservative estimate for the number of TNT needed as 1,200,000. That is less than the actual amount that would be needed. But I suppose if you had a rocking sand... I mean, to be fair, this is kind of a way of generating sand. It's kind of slow, though. I mean, it's also technically cheating, but who cares? Obviously, we have ways of getting gunpowder, like a witch farm, but probably building a perimeter for the witch farm, so... Raid farms, which are now going to be nerfed in 1.21, I think? Actually, does 1.20.5 include the changes they made to Bad Omen? Or is that a or is that only an experimental feature? I should actually check that out. Also, actually I can also mention this other thing. So, obviously we're getting the crafter in 1.25, and initially, for this season, I was planning, okay, within the city I'm going to build a bunch of buildings around my area, which are just going to be dedicated to basically auto-crafting all the redstone components, because Uncool Correct, ever since Season 2, we've had a mod on the server called Carpet Extra. One of the things you can do in Carpet Extra is you can turn on an auto-crafting system, which is basically the system that ended up being implemented by the same guy who wrote the auto-crafting system from the mod that I've been using. So, well, I picked the right system and it won, but obviously it is a bit different. The way that the system we have works is you basically just point a bog standard vanilla dropper into a crafting table, and then you fire it and that'll attempt to craft. Now, it does slightly modify the dropper, as each slot is it only will put one item in each slot instead of doing the other way around. But it's ultimately just a dropper. But that comes with some other challenges, because obviously you can't block off slots, which means in order to shape recipes that have empty space in them, you have to do some trickery with redstone to put in filler blocks and then remove those before you do the actual craft. Crap, I didn't grab the boat. That is the tricky part, and yeah, I would like to do that, but yeah, so like, it's a very complex system for making just redstone components. Yeah, and I didn't want to put the redstone... I was going to do the redstone engineering efforts, but then when they announced the crafter was coming to the game, I was like, okay, at this point, what's the point? That's a significantly easier system, because you can just block off slots. It's also the reason why I kind of haven't built an automatic honey block crafter, because I've designed 2 of those for the auto crafting system that we have so far. And both of them don't seem to work too well if the chunks aren't being entirely loaded. But I won't have to deal with that with the crafter, so I've basically just given up on that idea. Next season I'll probably end up doing something like that. But until then, guess I'm stuck doing today's live stream. Alright. And a second time. So, also there's green screen's a little bit wrinkled right here. Oh, nope, that's worse. This light is actually a little bit hot right now. It's actually generating some heat. Hopefully that's good. Okay. Is it raining? I think it might be raining. Anyhow, we're in a desert. It doesn't really matter. Oh. Where did you come from, Mr. Froggy? I don't recall letting you loose around here. You are the type of desert frog, though. I wonder how long he's been here, because I don't recall letting him go here. Oh, well. Oh, and I have a lead. Where did that come from? Anyhow. We will now use this crafting table to make a bunch of TNT, because that's what we came here for. Yeah, my gunpowder stocks here aren't doing the best, but again, I have 2 other places on the server where I can get gunpowder. So I don't quite think it's that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. We can always go find more at the witch farm, which is definitely overflowing, with the raid farm, which is also, well, has a lot less, but that's also overflowing. Yeah. Okay, oh yeah, so something I've found out since the last stream is that Android, the operating system, prevents apps from making HTTP requests that do not use HTTPS. Like, it actively will prevent a connection from going through if it's not using the HTTPS protocol. Which, you know, you might think, oh, that's a good security thing. It makes probably browsers somehow get around it, but like, it makes sure that, you know, you're not doing unencrypted traffic, which is great, until you want an app to communicate with a local IP address. At which point, it becomes not so great. Because local IP addresses can't have SSL certificates. Well, not valid ones, anyway. So, yeah, that's an issue I have now with Android. I mean, there's probably some way to fix that via routing, but if you're making an app that anyone is supposed to be able to use, that's not a good solution. I mean, obviously the solution is technically just, you know, actually get an SSL certificate and a domain, but sometimes it's not like the easiest thing to do, guys. Like, the domain and stuff is probably the harder part, honestly, because I mean, I've experienced getting SSL certificates. That's actually really easy. The hard part is getting more of the domain accesses. That actually costs money. And beyond that, the harder part is getting the IT department to allow you to put a web service on their domain, and then be able to get access to the, or then actually be able to get an SSL certificate for it. I mean, theoretically, as long as you have access to the root access, the server that you're getting the certificate on, it's really easy to get the certificates. Just like one command of the command line, and then boop, you got all the certificates, and then you can do whatever you need to with them. Point them at your web server. Point your web server at them. I don't know. Sell them on the darknet. I feel like they probably won't work because I don't know much about SSL certificates, but I think they're probably tied to a specific IP address for verification. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe they're just a domain. Who knows? Who knows? To be fair, that's a rhetorical question. A lot of people probably know. They're pretty well known. Actually, it's a perfect opportunity for me to talk about something that I was thinking about recently. So, you've probably had a situation happen to you where you received a phone call from Scam Likely, right? And obviously what that is that's your carrier saying that, hey, this number that is calling you is likely to be a scam. So maybe don't pick up. Or maybe it's someone you know. But there's also a good chance you've gotten scam phone calls from a phone number which looks suspiciously like your own, or like a local number when it's clearly some guy in Nigeria trying to scam you. And the reason that that can be done is because the phone companies will just blindly trust whatever the origin of the call, the person who originates the call, not even the phone company, but the person who originates the call the phone companies will just blindly trust whatever they say that their number is. So they can theoretically say that their number is anything in the world. They could say their number is the White House, and there is no verification that the phone company will do to actually check. Yes, that is definitely the number that it could be come through. And so it's like, okay, no wonder scams are so prevalent. But the thing is, the solution seems quite obvious. Don't trust the phone number that the person tells that you they are. Attach your own phone number. Now, for American phone companies, maybe that's easy enough to do. If your number's originating on T-Mobile or AT&T or whatever, yeah, they might not trust whatever number you say you are, but because you're their customer, they have your number on file, and they'll just slap that on your phone call no matter what. But in other parts of the world, or other services, maybe VoIP or whatever, don't necessarily do that, and will just trust whatever the end user says they are. Which is obviously a problem. Alright, TNT's there. Okay. And so we don't know if those the American ISPs can be reasonably certain if it's coming from another American ISP that yes, this is the number they say they are. Or the American telecom companies even. But if it's not one of the big companies, there's no way that you can actually be sure that yeah, it is what it is. Or this number is what it is. So that's why I've kind of thought up a system. A system for effectively doing SSL encryption techniques, but over the phone. It's not necessarily going to be message encryption or call encryption, but it theoretically could be. But the basic idea. Oh, come on. Sorry, I just need to find all these shulker boxes. Alright. The basic idea is that when you place a phone call, the ISP will do a similar thing to how SSL certificates. Because the point of SSL is, well, there are 2 points to SSL. The first point is obviously encryption. It's an encryption standard, so you can have one party send out the thing, and then the other party sends back the encryption keys. You know, they match their stuff, and then the messages are encrypted between the two, and are not very useful to attackers. That's one thing. But the other thing that an SSL certificate does is allows your computer to verify that yes, this server is in fact who they say they are. I am connecting to bigbutts.com. Don't go to that site. I just made that up. And not someone who's pretending to be the bigbutts.com via SSL poison or DNS poisoning or something like that. That's something SSL certificates to do. So what I'd say is what your carrier would do is your carrier could, or what could happen is when you place a phone call, the carrier would verify that yes, the number that you are calling from is in fact the number that you're supposed to be calling from, and then they'd slap a certificate onto your call that is signed by them, because that's another key point of how SSL certificates work, is that you can't just trust anyone's SSL certificate. They have to be signed by a trusted authority, which is in turn signed by another trusted authority, and so on and so forth. If one of those authorities starts printing fake SSL certificates, well, then they could be detrusted by the higher authority and kicked out. And so I'm proposing a similar thing for phones, where you have a well, I lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, so so a certificate is attached to your call, and it's signed by your phone company. It's verifying that yes, I am this phone company, and I am vouching for this person that this is their number. That that certificate, which is passed along with the call to the end destination, could then be verified by the company that holds the actual connection to the phone, who is receiving this call, and be like, okay, I would see that and be like, okay, because you other ISP are verifying that this is in fact the number, I will trust that this is in fact the number who is, doing this stuff. And of course, if enough people were to report that, you know, a specific number is a scam, it'd be much easier to report to the ISP, hey, this phone number which you're sending this certificate to generally is a scam. And obviously, the ISPs would all mark it as, oh, this is a scam, and then it could be easier reported, as we know which ISP is coming from, to the ISP. Now, if an ISP is found to be handing out false certificates, as in certificates that validate a number that is not the correct number, and they get reports about that, and other ISP and people report that specific ISP to the overarching consortium that actually puts out these certificates, or enough other ISPs report them, they might lose their ability to generate certificates, in which case their calls on all other networks that actually support the service will be marked as number, or will probably be delivered as number unverifiable. This is another thing. Theoretically, you can make the system backwards compatible with the current way phones are internationally placed and stuff. And just, if a certificate's not included, it could display the number, but on someone's phone, it also display under that, number not verifiable. With a little bit of a question mark next to it. What does this mean? It means that we cannot verify the authenticity of the sender. Alright, redstone lamps. Let's create about... I'm making sounds now. No, I don't have that much glowstone. Go to the witch farm. Get a bunch of glowstone, and then see if there's any there, actually. And then use that to make redstone lamps. That's what I'll do. More shulker boxes. But yeah. That's potentially how we could, you know, make phones more secure. You know, the argument that the phone companies will make for why they shouldn't have to do anything is, oh, the caller ID phone number that we provide you was never supposed to be a way for you to identify who's calling you. Yeah, because caller ID doesn't mean anything, apparently. But yeah, anyhow, that's a way that, in my mind, we could potentially prevent these numbers. You could prevent completely phone number spoofing. Also kind of have ideas of how we could potentially prevent SIM swapping by attaching a very, like, manual 30-minute delay to any SIM swapping activity. That would eliminate a lot of it right now. 30-minute delay where stuff could be reversed. Oh, it's nighttime, that's right. Where's their bit? Up top. A 30-minute delay where any activated SIM swap could be immediately reversed and cancelled would go a long way to prevent SIM swapping, because currently the carriers are fairly secure in general about the actual, like, processes for SIM swapping. But the aspect that the criminals are currently exploiting to actually do the SIM swapping is theft. They're exploiting theft. They send someone to run into a physical retail location for a carrier, steal the manager's iPad, which is what they for some reason use to register SIM cards, and then they hand it off to someone else who's waiting around the corner or whatever, who knows how to do the SIM swapping. Or obviously paying employees of the company to do the SIM swap is also something. And obviously if the managers or whatever the store can report that iPad as stolen, they can, you know, get it disabled to prevent other things from happening. But the more important part is, if we had a 30-minute delay, once that iPad is reported as stolen... Okay, we have a decent amount of stuff. Once that iPad is reported as stolen, not only can it be that device be locked down and locked out, but they could also go through and start undoing all the SIM actions that have been done over the past 30 minutes. Now, obviously, it probably wasn't stolen 30 minutes ago, so we just undo the actions up to when the thing was stolen. And that would that would completely satisfy the requirements and prevent that from being happening. Obviously, people internally are still susceptible to being bribed by criminals. That's a much different issue, though. So we're not gonna... So, well, my solution to prevent that would be send an alert to the SIM card that is about to be swapped, saying, alert, this SIM card is about to be deactivated. Along with a link like, manage your account here to, if you did not intend this, if you did not intend for this to happen, click this link to manage your account or whatever. And that could be a way we could stop that. Although, I will say that also opens up a new phishing attack where people will just send someone that text message with a phishing link in it, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, man, your SIM is totally about to be jacked. Just click this link right now to prevent it." And then it and then it just steals all their credentials and stuff. And maybe even their SIM. Who knows? But hey, that's a risk I'm willing to take for slightly better security. We just gotta try to prevent or filter out text like that. Okay. You know, I'm thinking filter out text like that, and then I'm like, oh, right. RCS, you know, it's great in many ways, but it would prevent the carrier from pre-scanning messages to see if it looks like or similar to their carrier messages, which would prevent them from sending you a warning. This appears to be a phishing message designed to steal your shit. But I guess that's the price we pay for privacy. Now it's between you and Google what you're saying. Because while RCS is apparently end-to-end encrypted, I don't necessarily trust Google to not say, oh yeah, it's encrypted end-to-end of the internet lines in between. Well, when it's sitting on our servers, it's not encrypted there, but it is otherwise encrypted. But to be fair, better only Google have it than literally anyone who just wiretaps your phone have it, or wiretaps the communication lines or whatever. But yeah, I don't doubt for a second that Google probably does actually have decrypted versions of all the messages, or it's only decrypted from you to Google server and then Google server to someone else, or Google has just the keys to the encryption so they can decrypt it. I don't know which one of these is more true, but I wouldn't really put it past Google to do that. But hey, still, some encryption is better than no encryption, because let's be real, Google already has your message if it's not encrypted at all, so but you know, if it's not encrypted at all, more people than just Google could have your message, which is of course bad. You know, obviously the FBI gets a warrant for your text messages. I'm going to turn the sound off so it's less annoying. Which is obviously I don't know. Oh god, wrong pipe. I don't know if we're gonna have enough redstone for this, guys. Oh no. Anyhow, we'll do the lamps right here because we just have so much redstone. Actually, right here is the an example of the crafting system we currently have on the server. This is a very easy crafter though. It just compacts down redstone blocks into, or redstone dust into redstone blocks. See, it's very simple. We got a dropper here, a crafting table, and then there's this thing to detect when it's full, and that's about it. The note block is there to provide an update to the dropper just so it knows it's powered. You know, standard Minecraft redstone stuff. It's nothing too deep. Boop. Alright. Ooh, this is such riveting content, guys. So riveting. Crafting a bunch of redstone. I don't even know what I'm gonna use all this stuff for, but hey, in case I ever do want to use any of this stuff in the future. You know, I did a similar thing to this in Season 2. It just wasn't live. It was a video. I made a video of me doing this stuff. Can you believe it? You know, I didn't really show much of the actual process, but I still made a video about it. I don't know how I did that back in Season 2. Oh yeah, also, what episode number are we on right now? I don't remember. Whatever it is, we are getting close to the point where we are going to out-episode Season 2. You know, I like to think that in Season 2, after COVID hit, which is, you know, the point of Season 2 we'd be in right now, I actually went and hunkered way down and I got a lot more crap done. To be fair, a good majority of the parts of my base in Season 2 were built after COVID hit. Some of it literally the weekend that kind of started all the COVID stuff in America. But, yeah, it turns out I didn't actually do that well in terms of videos during COVID. I, still ended up falling flat on my face. But hey, this season, I'm forcing myself to do an episode a week. It's probably not the most healthy thing in the world. Especially when I procrastinate a good chunk of the week not doing a video. Because I want to do other things for some reason. Like play one of the only more intense video games I can currently play on my computer. Because it just doesn't use the Intel graphics card for some reason. Which is either a blessing or a curse. In the past, I felt it was well, I'll specifically say what it is. Transport Fever 2. For some reason, it prefers not to run on Arc, if possible. If you set it to use OpenGL as the API, it will run on Arc, but it will think it's it's running on an integrated graphics card and kind of throw a fit because of that. It's also a bit worse performance than just running it in Vulkan. Yeah, it'll also complain because it doesn't have, quote, 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It's running on a card with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Goddamn, anyhow. I don't understand. I mean, it kind of makes sense that in the past, a cheap and dirty way that you could check whether or not you were running on integrated graphics card is just to look at the manufacturer of the device. And if the manufacturer was Intel, it would be like, whoa. That's an integrated chip, but yeah, now that Intel does actually produce dedicated graphics devices, that's no longer a good way to check. You should check first, does it say Intel? Okay, be a little concerned, but then second check, does the name of the card have ARC in it? If it does, if it has ARC in it, then oh no, that's probably dedicated graphics. That's pretty good actually. So don't look for another device. I mean, I guess this problem really stems from the fact that I have 2 graphics cards in my system. I have does this have any? Does the F3 screen here have anything? Has the ARC graphics driver there. I think it just shows the one that it's running on, not all the ones available in the system. Interesting that this is running on Java 17.08. Version of Java 17 that I've used is 17.01 most of the time. I don't know where that 08 is coming from. That those extra 7 versions have come from. Huh. Interesting. Boing. Boop. Alright, so that's one double chest of redstone lamps. That's doing pretty well. Let's see, we've been live for almost an hour. Yep, that sounds about right. Also, when do we think WAN show is gonna start today? Because like a couple weeks back, it was real early, and then a couple weeks ago, it was then really late. Around the start of the month, it was incredibly late. And then, oh, what was it last week? I don't remember last week. Last week was, oh yeah, it was relatively late last week, actually, I think. Because I actually ended the stream before WAN show started. last week because I was like, oh, I've kind of done everything I needed to do here, and I don't know what else to do. So, yeah, I ended the stream early last week. Maybe I'll do that again this week if we get everything here filled out. That's probably a big nope. Nope for me, dog. Anyhow. Up the stairs we go. Up. More shulker boxes of crap. I really simply have to be AFKing here for a while to get all that crap to drain out. Also, isn't my storage system amazing here? All the staircases and stuff I have to go through to get up to the input. Was a little bit of an afterthought to be fair, but we don't talk about that one too much. Oh wait, crap. I don't think I have very much quartz laying around right now. We may have to skip the quartz products temporarily while I do more AFKing at the bartering farm, which I haven't done in a while. Cause, yeah, quartz. I used a ton. I basically used all the quartz I had on the town hall. Basically all of it. Which doesn't bode well because, yeah, we need a bunch for this stuff. Also, I realized after I covered this stuff up, yeah, bamboo actually requires light at every height in order to grow, and I did not really provide that in this farm, so I might need to go through and do something, like effectively building a wall of light sources in the center here, or maybe a couple of them in order to actually get a reasonable output of bamboo of this farm again. Very unfortunate. I will keep that in mind for next season, when I inevitably build another bamboo farm. The light is necessary, or at least skylight access. I'm not entirely sure. Let's get away from this clickery. Into the boat. Whee! Alright. Rainbow beacons looking cool as always. Right in here. Alright, do I want to go around acquiring a bunch of quartz ore in the nether for a while here, or do I just want to skip observers and go on to the next thing? Oh yeah, we also need daylight sensors. Oh, we're gonna skip that one for now. Select turns. Those are pretty easy, actually. I mass produce all the resources for that. I guess I will go down to the nether and start poking around locations for glowstone, because, not glowstone, quartz. Because yeah, I apparently need a ton of that stuff. This way, we'll go this way, it'll be easier. Like, how has no one collected that quartz yet? Or this quartz, what the heck? It's right next to some major infrastructure here. It's you mean to tell me just no one has ever gone this way? Some people, you think they know their nether. Anyhow, yeah, here's what the nether hub looks like outside at the moment. Often has stuff spawning up here. Like that! Probably should cover that in unspawnable stuff, anyhow. Let's go this way. Sure. Just don't want to be in a basalt biome, mostly. Look at all the quartz on the ceiling I'm not going to collect. Crimson biome is also not as ideal as this biome would be, due to the, harder difficulty rating. Most of the quartz I'm seeing is on the roof. Which, not the best, not the best. Honestly, I'd prefer another waste biome, but those are a little bit rarer these days. Caves are a decent source of... Oh, wait, hang on. I know where I can go to get some or to acquire some quartz with little effort. It's gonna be kind of dangerous, but gonna be a lot of this stuff just exposed. Ooh, there's some more down here. And while I'm here, I'll collect all this stuff, but I have an idea of a place I can go that might have a bunch of it just straight up exposed. Oop. And fly away. Alright, let's see. Going back this way. Right under the nether hub. And right here. Right down towards the netherite mines, because, well, duh. You get a bunch of quartz appearing everywhere. I think the main tunnel here has been mined out by JRD Cool at least one point for a bunch of quartz. But my tunnel, I don't think, has been mined as extensively for quartz. Yeah, I see some right now. Who knows how much of this is going to be holding back lava, but, or is directly over lava, what do you know? Oh yeah, we're also fortuning this back at the base. That's another part of this. Whew. I only have a stack of redstone blocks to be building up with here. That's great! Oof. Yeah, okay, this is going to be the much easier way to find quartz. Last time I needed to do this, why didn't I do this? To be clear, I doubt that we're going to get nearly enough to even make all the observers, let alone comparators, or, heaven forbid, the daylight sensors that we should be making here, but I guess we're going to have to skip a lot of that. Because, yeah, quartz is currently in, what do you know, short supply around here, due mostly to the town hall. Not gonna lie, that thing took a lot. In the end, I just decided to trade with villagers for a lot of the quartz, but yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that one right now. It's over lava. Why does that sound like the Wither? Anyhow, I was originally planning to just use the bartering farm to get all of the quartz. That was a bad plan. Ooh, there's quartz right here. Bad plan. I made like all the stairs for that entire building, the facade of which is basically entirely quartz stairs. That was all from bartered quartz. Because, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of this stuff. Mind you, next season I'm probably building that crazy gold farm again. The one with all the mine carts and turtle eggs. That was really good for bartering stuff like quartz. Maybe I'll design a whole new bartering system as well. Because the current one is the one that I've been building and using since Season 3 when I first did a bartering farm. I mean, it works. And looks decent, which is I guess why I've kept using it, but like... using and modifying it, but like... I feel like I should probably just continue... or should probably build something new and interesting. Dude, that does require me putting an effort to R&D, that's shit though. And to be fair, I already did the R&D work at one point. There are probably bartering improvements that I could do. Not too aware of any specific improvements that they've made to bartering, but let's see. Oh yeah, I guess I could put, if I found any, I could use allays as like potion snatchers so I could get all the potions. That'd be an interesting thing I could upgrade with. But is that enough to justify? Is that enough to justify me doing all the R&D for it? Goddamn. Look at how much shit there is over this lava lake. Ah. Here we go. Also, I swear our nether spawn was so unlucky here. There's so many lava logged caves around here. Mining for netherite is a pain in the actual ass. All that for that single block of quartz. Nothing back here. Yeah, stupid unlucky nether spawn here. Where we have all this random crap just lying around. Oh, and hey, there's some glowing mobs there. That's fun. Occasionally, when you just find some glow... It was fun when you go around and occasionally just find some mobs that happen to be glowing because someone did some... or was playing around at some point in this area, and they were right on the edge of the render distance. So they're not technically entity... So they're not in entity processing chunks, so that their status effect never gets decreased. But they were, however, in non-entity processing chunks, so they're still technically loaded, and they're, I don't know why they haven't despawned, to be fair, but they're, the effect still gets applied despite the fact that it never counts down, so, yeah, they ended up being quite dumb. Whew. Let's see. Whew. Quartz mining, such hard work, guys. Turn hitboxes on. Yeah, one of the other... actually, yeah. No, just thinking back to the whole live stream schedule stuff. One of the other things that I'm probably going to want to be streaming when it actually comes out is Scrap Mechanic Survival, but we never know when that's coming because maybe it'll come in next month when like the 4-year anniversary of survival mode. Do you believe the game is like 8 years old now? That game is 8 years old. The fact that the amount of time it took them to produce survival mode is the exact same amount of time that we've been without an update to survival mode. It's absurd. Like, I think they'd planned to release it around Christmas time last year, but then I have a feeling that some major bug come up, because like there was a week in September where they made a post to Twitter every single day. I was like, oh great, is it coming close? And the release come close? And then the time when they'd usually do a dev blog, which is October, came around and nothing. Quite literally nothing. And we still haven't heard from them. So either they all died. Well, no, we got the Christmas post actually. They're like, hey, sorry, we really wanted to release it this year, but we just couldn't. I mean, the same thing with survival mode, I feel. The original survival mode. But you know, we just had to like make sure everything's perfect, and then something wasn't perfect or wasn't up to standard. I don't know, maybe the game will be relatively bug-free actually in when the new update comes out, and I would like that. I also want to see them keep developing the game past that, maybe move to a more seasonal and incremental release schedule like what Minecraft has. Like one major update per year with a whole bunch of maybe patches rolling out occasionally. Wish more games would do their development like Minecraft. In fact, do like their development process like Minecraft. So don't just be like, well, okay, here's the game, guys, it's full of bugs and that crap. Like, as you're developing it, as features become ready, release them in beta snapshot and snapshot type things that allow the community to interact with it and find the bugs, which you can then fix before launch. Or do things like an open beta for the update. It's like, hey guys, this isn't you know, the full update release. There's going to be bugs and stuff, but you know, just find them and report them to us, and then we'll fix them before launch. But then there will be companies that do that. A lot of bugs are found to report anyway, and they just still launch the product because, oh, it's fine, it's whatever. Did you notice how relatively little in terms of major game-breaking bugs or game experience destroying bugs you get in Minecraft these days? And you're like, ah. You know, they figured it out. To be fair, there was recently the very game-breaking one of breaking a pot in 1.20.3, it wouldn't drop its contents. That's why we have 1.20.4, because that basically came out like the next day, being like, whoops, we screwed up, guys. Use this one instead. Oh gosh. Alright, let's see. Eclipse. Alright, so yes, the eclipse was last weekend. That was, you know, okay, pretty cool. Completely cloud covered. Which was, yeah, that's great. And, yeah, I am, after the, not too long after the eclipse, me and Jody Cool obviously had to, you know, book it out of the, out of there, you know, had to deal with the incredibly busy highway traffic. It wasn't too bad, though. But obviously we had to get back here. Because we had a 10 a.m. class the next day. That was mainly the issue. Originally, JRD Cool had to come back for like a 6 p.m. class. I mean, we got back at like 7:30, 7:40, so... Haha, screw that. But the school decided, you know, because of the eclipse, we're canceling all classes afternoon. Too bad the only class I had on Monday was supposed to technically be before noon, but I wasn't here for it. I wasn't here for it, and the professor was like, you know what? Here's just a video of some practice problems to have fun, which is great, because, of course, I was maybe asleep at the time of class. I don't remember. Actually, I may have been gotten up early to eat breakfast. I do not remember. That was Monday. Yeah, Monday is so far away right now. But also so close. Oh yeah. I'm also going to have... Also, despite the fact that it's going to be the 3rd week of the month next week, I'm still going to have little time to be doing actual video production stuff, because unlike the previous months, I now also have like a frickin' 3-page essay that I have to write for class. That'll be fun. That's some loud drumming that's going on up there. Yeah, I have like a freaking 3-page essay I gotta do, so that's gonna take me a lot of time this upcoming week. Let's see, which direction am I going? This direction. But hey, the week after that, I don't have any serious stuff really going down that's gonna occupy too much of my time. In fact, I'm gonna be done with that one course. But then the week after that is finals week, obviously. And for finals week, well, I'm going to be out of here before Friday. Hopefully. I'm going to be out of here before Friday, so I don't have to deal with it. Oh yeah, so I'm going to be out of here before Friday, so I obviously won't be able to do live stream because we got other stuff going on. I gotta get a haircut as I got just absolute gobs and gobs and gobs of hair these days. And it's gonna need to be cut when I get home because yeah, it's starting to get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, this is long and annoying hair. Can you not? This hair is real long and annoying. So if I could actually get that done, that'd be great. or to get, you know, my hair cut, that would be great. And then, yeah. Also got to see about when I get home how I'm going to do green screen stuff from there, because obviously I got, you know, the green screen here is working real well. The one I have at home, I think I might need to apply a similar strategy to it here, because previously the strategy that I've had to do the green screening at home is just I have lights mounted to the ceiling that are just white LED, effectively white LEDs. They're proper white, not like monochrome white or whatever the fuck. And that just illuminates everything. And then I look red. The screen isn't the best. Doesn't get keyed out the best because of the color. All that sort of stuff. One thing is I take these lights here that are making this screen so good, and I just use them in a similar capacity at home, where I have to figure out how I'm running those wires. Don't know if I have enough space for that. But hopefully I'd run those in a similar capacity where they illuminate the screen, and then I'm hopefully gonna be good to have decent green screen. But yeah, it is a much larger screen than the one I have at home. Like, I can fully stand in frame in front of it and just be like, the entire 16 by 9 is covered, guys. Yeah, but here, unfortunately, that is very obviously not the case. I mean, I'm sitting, like, right here. I'm touching the screen right now. Let's see. Wait, let's see. Ooh, that's the sound. Oh yeah, but yeah, so 1.20.5 as well. I briefly mentioned it a little while ago, but yeah, 1.20.5. It's coming out in the next couple weeks here. Obviously, we got pre-release 1 this week. Not a release candidate, mind you. Just a pre-release. But that still does mean that the actual release is going to happen shortly. Which again means all the mod updating is gonna be a fun part, because not only did they make a stupendous amount of breaking changes for a minor version update, for a patch. It's not even a major update. And they've made so many breaking changes. Heck, data packs are gonna... Oh, hello. Data packs are going to need to be entirely rewritten for 1.20.5. Because of NBT data is obviously going away. Being replaced with something, to be fair, a bit more robust. And I think it's technically higher performance, which is why they decided to do this, because it's... instead of it just being like strings that get parsed when needed, and then it figures out what to do with them or if it's even valid. It's now actual well, at least the way it's going to be stored now is actual like objects and values as a part of the actual item stack object, instead of just, which are, you know, pre-parsed and therefore have all their methods and stuff ready to go, which is a much faster way of doing some stuff than just repeatedly rapidly parsing JSON. Oh, it's always fun when that happens. Oh, frick. Pick this stuff up before the lava gets to it. We got more over there. That's potentially going to be a problem up there. Okay. Yep, it is for sure a problem. It's just that one block, actually? Okay, I think it might have been just that one block is... It's right in the middle of a quartz patch. Holy. That sucks, man. Oh yeah, also, I don't know why, but my 4th grade teacher had something against the word sucks. Like, entirely. I don't understand it, because I still don't think it's really all that bad of a word, but she just really didn't like the word for some reason. Didn't want anyone using it. I don't know, maybe it reminded her of, I don't know, some bad stuff. But, like, it's 4th grade. I don't think that people are going to be interpreting it, or the kids are, I don't think they're going to be interpreting it in a dirty way. To be fair, we still don't generally interpret that sort of stuff in a dirty way. Even if you are, that's completely different. Also, okay, I also have some really dumb stories that I can remember from elementary school. Like the 5th grade teacher, what is it? She didn't want us to ask to go to the bathroom for some reason. She just wanted us to go. It's like, actually, that wasn't my 5th grade teacher. That was a different 5th grade teacher. It's like, what? Like, oh, in the middle school? No, you're totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totes wrong. I don't know, kind of a wacko. Almost certain. I don't know, I've had some interesting characters for teachers over the years. Actually, there was a time for a while when the only male teacher in my elementary school was a 3rd grade teacher. Actually, I think he was originally a 4th grade teacher. And then he went... No, wait. Oh, crap. I'm forgetting. Okay, no. He was originally a 3rd grade teacher. And then he went to 4th grade. Specifically the year my brother had him. So weird. Anyhow. That's how that stuff works, apparently. Like, you can just be moved around like that. Oh, sand. Sand! That's not sand! Oh gosh. I've spent an annoying amount of this time collecting quartz. Well, we're almost at the end of the tunnel, at which point I'll stop. Oh, that landed at the perfect location. That isn't going to burn it up. I'm not going to get the rest of this stuff. Oh. You're a little problem, aren't you? Apparently you're in Crimson Forest now. Die, you stupid pig. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Alright. More quartz. Oh, shit. Okay, we'll just leave that then. Okay, so I can't think of anything else to talk about now. So what I'm going to say is, current plan for Sunday is I will probably be doing a live stream unless I forget. And it will most likely be another game development stream because May is approaching and I have stuff I need to get done. And why not? Forcing myself to do stuff is probably a good thing at this point in time. Okay, that's bad. Oh, stupid child. Die. Okay. I somehow survived that. Seeing more quartz around here. Okay. Probably getting enough of this stuff. Let's just move. Oh, there's a block right there. Missed it. Moving forwards. To the end of the tunnel where the big old tunnel board currently sits. Yes, sir. This is the machine that I'm currently using to, well, that I've occasionally used in the recent times to acquire some netherite, which I still haven't applied to all my tools for some reason. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I'll do that in this week's episode. I haven't finished this week's episode, which I can finally say is a thing which is okay, because, well, I don't have to go anywhere this weekend. I actually have time to spend on both all day on Saturday. I can do crap towards editing the video. I haven't even started editing yet. I don't know. Loser. You guys can't aim. Oh, no, he can aim. Oh. Ooh, got him. Sniped him. Anyhow. Let's finish gathering all this stuff. Moving frontwards. Bit of quartz here. Okay, there's a bunch of quartz right here at the head. That's good. See, this was definitely a great way to get a fairly large amount of quartz. Break. The Nether has some weird sounds, guys. Really weird sounds. I generally don't hear them as the speakers don't have enough clarity. Well, they don't have... Well, I guess it's just because they're speakers. They're not really... They don't really have the ability to transmit this high of definition of sound to my ears without it just getting lost in the room. Because it is relatively quiet sounds in the Nether here. Oh, but you know, just because the headphones, it's much easier to pick up on the finer details. Ugh. Okay, I think that's that in terms of quits. Okay, I gotta absolutely wreck this guy. And yeah, I think that's about good for the quartz picking up. Okay, there's that one bit there. I'll grab this exposed bit up here. Before this guy can be... Well, okay. I was gonna say, before this guy can become a problem, I'm gonna take him out, and that only took a couple failed shots. And then we get to build up a big pillar of quartz on top of the storage system and mine it all down, collecting all of its bits. And yeah, see what we get and how we do. Alright, time to fly out here. It's a decent amount of quartz there. And look at all these lava lakes I've had to deal with while digging this thing. It's a miracle I've gotten anywhere near as far as I have. Whew. And oh, that's not the exit. Very ominous sounds in the Nether here. And very ominous fire crackling everywhere. Berserk. Oh, we can turn hitboxes off. There's a lot of blazes up there. And we're in the hub. Well, we should make a better way to get down to the netherite mine. But that requires effort. Did I just hear a horse? Oh yes, there is a horse in there. That's right, I remember that now. There's one of Jared Equals' girlfriend's dog sitting by my nether portal for some reason. Okay, I'll dump the excess junk I have in my inventory into the storage system. And then we'll get prepared to acquire a lot of the raw quartz stuff. And then see just how much of that we actually need for the observers. Alright. Pick up my fortune pickaxe on the way out, and then we head to the roof. Whoop. Forge pickaxe. Okay, not quite 9, just over 8.5 stacks is what we managed to gather there. That's a decent amount. Probably won't amount to all that much, and I don't think we're gonna be close to a whole shulker of quartz, but hey, we'll see. We'll see, won't we? Imagine if I had to go out to the nether to mine all the quartz for the city hall over there. That would be horrible. Very, very horrible. Whoop, whoop. Okay, we still gotta wonder how tall this tower here is gonna be. Ooh, I should also put up a haste beacon to help mine this quicker. That'd be a good idea. Let's see. Whoop, okay. Building a tower quartz, don't know what to talk about now. Oh boy, this is boring. Trying to think of things. Did anything interesting happen? Okay, this week hasn't been terribly interesting for me, I don't think. Oh, okay, we reached the top. Beacon, I'll set that up. Then, shall steal the one that I put over by the city hall. That one needs to be removed anyway. See, I've been live for basically 1.5 hours now. The When show has yet to start, as usual. Let's get the haste effect here for a brief moment, so that I can remove the beacon. It is, after all, sitting right out front of the city hall. Almost messed up my screenshot for last week's episode's thumbnail. Thankfully it doesn't. By the way, I'm not sure if you can tell, but the screenshots that I put out are the extent of my artistic ability and also creative capacity to think of what I could put in a thumbnail. I'm just not very good with actually drawing stuff, or thinking of things to draw for that matter. I'm just not good at that stuff. Oh yeah. I'm not entirely sure if I talked about this last week. I think I did. But so the nutbag professor, I don't know what I'm calling him, but anyhow, the bad one that I was complaining about how he didn't actually tell us what to do for the homework, or how to do stuff for the homework. I finally figured out what he wanted us, or how stuff worked this week, and got stuff functioning. So that was good. I found out by doing the next homework that I was almost certainly doing something wrong, but it was also somehow working just fine. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll see when he actually gets around to grading the homework. He says that he doesn't actually try to run your code. He just looks at it and sees if it probably is correct. Like, he doesn't actually want us to. I mean, obviously, I am running it because, duh. But Yeah. I don't know, there are just things. I will go over to the house over here to sleep quickly. It is night time. It is actually dark outside now. In real life. Alright. While I'm here, I might as well check on if the bone meal generators are broken again. They probably are. Okay, this one's fine. And this one... Yeah, what do you know? They're both working just fine. Yahoo! Or whatever. Is this stuff good? Okay, this stuff's all good here. I did have to modify that to make sure it actually did push stuff out, or refreshed itself enough so that it would push the logs out. I don't know what was happening with it. The whole thing is supposed to be chunk loaded, but it doesn't seem to work all that well, so like... Anyhow, I apparently missed a couple blocks. That's great. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we simply just fill the pyramid in. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, I guess something else I could talk about. I found out that my last final exam for the semester turns out to be at 3 o'clock on the Thursday, which is the last day of exams. It's also not the latest, but the second. Oh, I don't have. Whoops. That's the back. Okay. Oh, I missed another one. I have another hole in there. It's like the second latest time for the exam, which is really inconvenient. And the annoying part is the next semester I'm going to also have an exam at the similar time, assuming they don't change the schedule, which I don't think they generally do. Because apparently it works. Also, for some reason, though, give you exactly an hour for each exam and separate the exam by 15 minutes. Or exactly 2 hours for each exam, sorry. Which is weird because, like, the classes are technically an hour and 50 minutes, and there's technically 10 minutes in between class periods. I don't know why you couldn't do a similar thing for the final exams, and then just have each exam happen during normal last class time. Which, okay. Anyhow, yes, mining down the quartz now. Yeah, it's a lot of quartz, woo. Also, those iron golems that I spawned over there in the parking lot, I only see one. Did one of them die? Is this guy damaged at all? Oh, he is quite damaged, actually. Okay, maybe the iron golems have been doing something. Because I've only seen them hang around the edge of the parking lot there since I spawned them into... I mean, I guess one of them died, so... I was spawning them in to take care of pillager patrols that happened to spawn around the area because... those guys are a real pain. I'm like, you know what? The golems can take care of him. And then he's just kind of been hanging around the road there. Very edge of the parking lot. Not too helpful as there's nothing spawning over that way. If anything, it should be like over this way where stuff actually spawns. I suppose maybe the pathfinding's trying to have it go up onto the road because it's like solid surfaces and that's like a much better chance of going there, but still. I think it would, considering I can't actually get there, you'd think it'd eventually pathfind back. Also, most creatures in Minecraft have a terrible roaming AI, where they don't usually go all that far away from the one specific spot where they are, apart from bees, who have the opposite of a good, or have a very good roaming AI. When they're supposed to just stay around their hive, they instead end up flying off and getting lost over an ocean, where all land is completely outside of render distance. And how the hell has that even happened? Frick. I remember season 3 when I experienced that. Okay, after we get the observers done, gonna have to make more firework rockets. I hear Jaredy Cool singing right now. It might be audible on stream. Ding da ding 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 ding. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to think of things. Yeah, so, let's see. Thinking of things. So, let's see. OpenTTD, which is effectively an open source transport game from the 90s. They were supposed to have their version 14 come out. I swear it was supposed to be the beginning of April, and that's when all their dev diaries were seemingly leading up to, but then they haven't really done anything since the very end of March. Starting to be a little concerned. Wait, what's going on? Are they actually never going to release it, or what? They have a beta out, but, oh gosh. Whew. Let's see. Oh yes, right now. I don't know what to talk about anymore. I have run out of things that I can really think about talking about at the moment. I didn't do anything particularly interesting over the last week. I don't think I've heard anything particularly interesting this week either. Has anything realistically all that interesting happened? Talk about global events. Oh yeah. I guess something interesting is Donald Trump's first criminal trial starts on Monday. That's exciting, Oh, actually, I can give this idea that I had. No one steal this idea, but if the House of Representatives ends up re-rolling the speaker again, which I mean it's likely that it's gonna happen, I think it would be funny if I just like live stream, or like restream the C-SPAN feed of the whole event, but just played circus music over the whole thing, and then just like that's all it was. It was just like circus music over the event. I think that would be funny. Look at these clowns. Okay, that's a decent amount of quartz. Obviously, it's not exactly enough for a whole shulker box of observers, but it's a start. And it also means 0 comparators, 0 daylight sensors. Oh well. We need cobblestone. Cobblestone. That's the next thing that we need. Okay, I'll shove all this in here so I can pick up another box of cobblestone, because we currently... I could steal that from Tyler. Tyler has semi-recently... He has actually been not been on recently. But he semi-recently built a cobblestone generator. But I typically use the cobblestone generator built into the farm at in the building here. Because obviously it has a cobblestone generator for the stone making process. It's also connected to chunk loading because, yeah, of course, duh. Of course it is. And so it just automatically once it gets low, it'll automatically regenerate its contents up to a specific amount. And that's how this system works. Honestly, I think it was a great idea to have a completely automatic system for creating cobblestone, but I think if I were to do this system again next season, I would probably make a bunch of changes so it doesn't break nearly as easily from chunk loading issues. Ideally, obviously, that's what I would do. I don't know if I'll actually be able to pull that off. But maybe we'll do a redesign stream at some point. I'll build my own infinite wood farm. I wish we could use the nether woods, because that would be perfect. Those are easily automatable. But obviously we can't for, well, reasons of they don't burn. They're not burnable logs. So we can't use them as fuel in a tree farm. But the idea is total automation. Let's see, what else could be... I mean, we could theoretically use bamboo. Bamboo would theoretically be a valid option. But bamboo... Well, okay, bamboo blocks are a lot better of a fuel than the raw bamboo itself. That still requires a crap ton of bamboo, which would mean we'd have to pack a large bamboo farm, which is either going to be stupid expensive or stupid breakable. So... where does that leave us? Back with the current issue. But, I mean, I could probably design my own farm that works with the azalea trees to harvest wood. How is this all the redstone that we got here? Ugh. I may have to just go collect more redstone for this place. The raid farm ain't too far from here, though. Crap. Alright, time to get more cobblestone. Okay, we'll put the redstone back in its chest. There we go. Alright, back to the cobblestone generator. Once we get over to droppers and crap, that'll require tons of cobblestone. I'll probably just actually get all the redstone dust and hop over to Tyler's base to use his cobblestone generator for that, because I mean, he's not watching, it'll be fine. Next, that would probably have all the cobblestone just sitting there ready. All the cobblestone that I'm going to need for this. Oh, it's full. Great. I will say though, this farm has been this entire contraption here has been a major convenience all season. Just the extreme abundance of smooth and normal stone. We probably should have had just cobblestone be one of the sections that also can be filled up there. That would have been the full spectrum of idealness, but hey. Realistically, actually, everything that happens below the the generation of smelting fuel, everything besides that has actually worked perfectly all season long. I don't think there's been an issue with it. So as long as we can get a sustainable fuel generation system up and running, we should be good to mass produce stuff next season. Alright, I'm gonna go to the raid farm now to grab a bunch of redstone. I'll use the nether portal system to get there because why not? That should be slightly faster maybe. Oh, it's like, I mean, I can visually see it right there. It's within render distance. In case you don't know, the point of this nether portal system is so that you can, I mean, I guess this is going to be obsolete in the next major version, but you can take an ice tunnel that exists effectively under my base from the pillager outpost to this portal. You pop up right next to it, you go through it, and then... Oh, hello. You pop out here, where you can simply and pretty easily walk all the way to the farm here without worrying about falsely triggering a raid anywhere you're not supposed to. So it goes under the villagers at, what was that? Which is originally where my storage system is now, but now I guess the International Trade Tower, you go far enough under them where you won't trigger a raid. And then you get here, where you need to be standing all the way up here to not trigger the raid, and not swim in, and then you fall down to trigger the raid. Oh, I think there's no redstone here. Or, wait. There's very little redstone here. Okay, well, crap. In that case, oh hey, the clouds are right here. I don't know why I turned clouds on. To the witch farm again, then. That's where we're going. Apparently. That was a waste of time there. It is much quicker to get back from there, though, because I just go flying. Whee! It's actually easy to coast all the way from there to, or from there to downtown. Whee! Alright then. And we're off to the raid farm. Oh, I need to update that map in the nether there to reflect the existence of the town hall. City hall, whatever it is. That's quite important. Let's see, it is... Let's see, Land Show still has not gone live yet. I suppose it's not too late though. Yet. Yeah, there's also the people thinking they can make like a very efficient slime farm in 1.21 with the new oozing potion effect. For me, the biggest thing is, well, how brewing, you can't really make it stupidly efficient but also like infinitely running, because the oozing effect, obviously that potion brewing requires, or that requires you to brew a potion using a slime block, which that part is pretty easy. Getting a slime block, obviously you're on a slime farm. And otherwise putting that into a brewing stand, that's easy. The hard part is all the other things you need to do to make that work. You're going to need glass bottles, which are, unless you're at a witch farm, aren't going to be particularly finite. Or are going to be particularly finite. And then perhaps worst of all beyond that, you need nether wart for the awkward potion that you have to make it out of. That was very smooth there. Side note, I'd like to see them actually add some sort of effects for the other types of starter potions, like the mundane potion. And I think there's another one that I don't even remember. Because I think the way Notch was originally intending the potion brewing system is that those other potions were going to be the bases for things. And then they just never did add anything for that. And then they just haven't. And so the base for any brewing is just awkward. Awkward. Alright. And I'm gonna need to go get more cobblestone real soon here. Come on. For that, I mean right after this craft. Yep, need to get more cobblestone, the cobblestone. I'll get a whole second box of cobblestone because I need a lot of it. Yes. Oh man. Some of this stuff requires a crap ton of cobblestone, man. Like, you think the quartz is the expensive part, but no, it's the cobblestone. You have to have truckloads of it. You gotta be running back and forth between yourself and your base or whatever. And the green screen's being a real pain right now. That work? That works. Okay, cool. Well, so how about this village that we never use and just decide to enclose, right? The villagers are definitely very, very, very happy. They have no regrets at all. They love their life. They're not allowed to leave at all. So we're not using them for anything. Oh, and there goes the cobblestone generator. I don't think I have enough for 2 shulker boxes. Currently. Have to wait for this stuff to come in. Shouldn't be that big a deal. Whoop. Do after all have a pretty fast stone generator right here. Look at it generate. Bam! Lots of cobblestone. Getting relatively decent amounts of cobblestone each and every boom. But of course, this isn't necessarily meant to be the fastest thing in the world. It's meant to fill up these chests and then wait for them to be emptied by, theoretically, this stuff. These giant furnace arrays, which are, well, basically never used to their capacity. We could realistically shrink these quite a bit. And also we have way too much storage. We have way too much storage for all this stuff here. Based off the regenerative capacity that we have, and how much we actually use any of this stuff, the storage amount that we have is overkill. We can shrink either the storage or the generative capacity. Both would be valid ways to cut down on excess. And if I build this next season, I'm definitely going to do one of those. Or if I build a similar system, I'm either not going to have nearly as much capacity, or generative capacity, or nearly enough as much storage. It's probably going to be the generative capacity. Storage is cheap, and generative capacity is expensive. I'll probably actually try throwing it into a shulker box loading system. And then the shulker box loading, and then we'll just have shulker boxes of the stuff available for the taking. And then anytime it's low, it'll just turn the generators on, make a whole new shulker box, and we'll be good. Anyhow, yes. Back to observer crafting, the very, very cool and not at all boring thing that we are currently doing here. And then, nope. Don't place the redstone down. It's all for crap. It's all for the sake of having observers when I actually need them in the future. Which, who knows how often that will be. Maybe some farms or whatever. I don't know. It'll make me less hesitant to less risk adverse to be creating redstone contraptions. I guess just to have all the resources completely stockpiled and ready. Next season, shouldn't even have to think about crafting them. As long as all the resources are there, it will just craft everything. And I don't know exactly how that's going to happen, but I'll figure it out eventually. That's what I do, I guess. Sometimes I do that. Other times I just can't be fucked to do it, and never do it. Or delay making videos because of it. Almost certainly, as you know... Crap. I am this short on the cobblestone, damn it. Gah. Just need another stack. And I'm pretty sure I don't have another stack lying around here. This is the most wasted trip of... It's the most wasted trip I think I've ever had to do. Back to spawn. Just... No, this is not spawn. Back into downtown just for a singular stack of cobblestone. One single stack. That's it. And that's it. Ugh. That thing is still running as it should be. Chunk loader is actually activated right now. Thank you for that stack. Also, theoretically, after the next... Actually, I don't know if it's 1.20.5 or 1.21 when this takes effect, but we won't have to cover all of our redstone components and composters anymore. We'll be able to instead just put any block over them and it'll function exactly the same because we finally optimized it. God. Just thinking about the process of updating to 1.25, 20.5 is, to me, it's just like, oh, mods are gonna take 7 years to update because, like, so many things are changed and people are gonna be lazy or not know how to fix this, and oh god, some of the mods I use, I can definitely see them being incredibly sluggish to update. See Syncmatica not updating for like too long. Some people might just quit modding altogether, which would be very sad. My mods, I can almost guarantee you, will be updated as soon as I have time to actually go through and figure out what's broken and how to update. Maybe they won't even be broken at all. You never know. In fact, of all the mods that I have, the one I expect to be least broken would be my backup mod. Is that, still going. That is a very simple mod, or that's very simple. It basically just turns saving, basically just as a timer, and it turns saving off. Turns saving off, copies both files, turns back on. Actually, I might put some effort into that though, make it so like it also has options for compressing world saves instead of just making them folders. I don't know. Alright. That would be useful. And then I'd also have to look up what types of compression Java has natively built-in libraries for. Alright. Lecterns. I need a crap ton of books. Actually, no. First I need to make more rockets. I am almost out. Bone meal, that's right. Right, then we head over to Sugarcane Farm, which is, coincidentally, same place we need to be for book, well, half of the place we need to be for bookmaking. The other place is the cow farm, which should have all the resources we need for that side of things. So, like, yeah, for the lecterns, I'm well stocked. I'm well ready for it. I also have crap tons of, is that a train I'm hearing in the distance? Yeah, crap tons of wood that I can use for, specifically very cherry wood that I can use for making the actual bookshelves and then the lecterns themselves, because that requires a lot of wood, as you might know. It's actually ridiculous how much wood it needs. Okay. Alright, that's topped up there. And then I will select as much of this stuff as possible. And then we'll go over to the cow farm to start making this into books. To be clear, that is a whole, that is still a whole step removed from the bookshelf. It's just a lot of sugarcane, actually. I have a lot stored away. But it's like three sugarcane per singular book. 3 books per bookshelf. So that's 9 sugarcane per bookshelf. And it's 1 bookshelf per lectern. And we want a whole shulker box of this crap. So here we go, paper crafting. To be fair, I think this is a data pack that allows this to happen. Oh yeah, also, something I guess, I don't think this is actually a little over a week ago what I'm about to talk about here, but I've installed, you may actually not know this, but jungle trees, specifically jungle leaves, have a ridiculously low chance of dropping a sapling. It's like half the normal chance for some reason. Which, I don't know, maybe it's because jungles are incredibly dense with jungle leaves and you don't want to spam your inventory with jungle saplings. But like, okay, that's fine in a jungle, but in a tree farm, you kind of need to be able to get the jungle saplings back, don't you? That's the whole point of the tree farm, is to, you know, get, well, not necessarily saplings, but to get a lot of stuff. Or to be able to get a lot of wood, and to get that you need to have saplings coming in at least the rate that you're placing them, which with the rate that jungle saplings drop isn't the thing. So I've created and installed a data pack which hopefully doesn't do that. Also, actually, something else, I'm gonna need 3 shulker boxes of books. Actually, wait. I'll put this one back. I have a plan for that one. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, but yeah, I was looking at the Minecraft wiki for the data pack version while I was doing this pack, and it's just like the utter rate at which we go through data pack versions at this point is absurd. Because like, data pack version, I think 2 was the first released version for 1.13. Then the next few versions of the game all like maybe incremented, either didn't or incremented the pack version by 1, which, you know, not too big a deal. And then recently started to go up a bit more. And then I think, what is it? 1.20.4. We're not on that. Is actually, so 1.20.2, which is what I'm currently on, I think has a pack version of like 14 or something like that. Wrong building. 1.20.5 is like 40 or something like that. It's over doubled the pack version between these minor updates. It's absurd. They're going through data pack versions like wildfire, like a wildfire through an untrimmed brush at this point. And I don't know if this is necessarily sustainable. Why are they doing so many different data pack revision versions? They like just chill? Anytime they do a slight bug fix, new data pack version. I don't understand it. Just like only do one data pack version per major release, okay? And I don't know, just let the snapshots figure it out, I guess. Maybe it won't work in all the snapshots, but like... or do one data pack version for all the snapshots for a particular update. If you really want to have the snapshots be like under the correct database or have like... Oh, my phone's low on battery. The When show still hasn't started. At least at the moment. I'm checking Twitch quickly. Sometimes Twitch doesn't give out notifications. It's fun! Nope, they're not live. Okay. Wee. Let's see. Things I could talk about. Oh yeah, so actually during the eclipse, I actually, was, filming it for, I guess, preservation and purposes. The next eclipse to hit the United States isn't going to be for 20 years. So there's that. But, it was, an interesting experience, like, for a decent bit of time, actually. Like, during the darkening period, my phone actually, or my phone / the camera I was using, were able to actually see the world better than I saw it. But then there was just like a point where it went completely black on the screen, and whereas I could still see a wee bit. Which was an interesting experience. But yeah, it is kind of shocking how, like, when the eclipse ended, the way that the light just like it almost seemed like someone just flipped a switch and the light just started coming on, like, and it was getting like visibly like brighter. It was weird, man. It was quite wet out for some reason. The field was also quite wet for some reason. Despite the fact that, I mean, yeah, it was heavy cloud cover, but I don't think it had rained the day before. There was also, actually, also kind of started to rain during the eclipse. So that was, well, there were some drops that came down at least. Yeah. Listen to these farms work. Well, this one farm. I should start pulling from the other side. Huh? Okay. Books, 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 and more books. There's a lot of books here. Oh my god. I'm glad I had the shapeless recipe for this stuff. So that I can just do it in my inventory. Alright. That does really help speed the process along. Also, these are some pretty lame books that if they only have 3 pages each. Yikes. Short books. And yet you can use these to make a book and quill with about 100 pages. What's the deal with that? Ugh. Let's see. That was a harvest I just heard. It sounded interesting with all the sugarcane hitting the water. Let's see. Anything else I've been thinking about recently? Let's see. Oh boy. 2 shulker boxes of bucks. Woo! We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. Also, last I looked at my channel analytics, it literally was 100. The reported gender of all the people who watched my video was 100% male. That's quite a feat there. And yeah. So yeah, come on, more sugar cane. This is weird paper we're making, I can tell you that. What weird paper? Paper. Alright. Getting close, getting close. And then we gotta go through the process of making this all into bookshelves. It's gonna be a fun process, guys. Super-de-duper fun. You know what I like about bookshelves? Bookshelves that require 3 books and 6 planks. To be fair, I am swimming in wood. Basically, at this point, I have 2 separate farms capable of producing planks, theoretically, and they both have a crap ton of storage. It's completely laid out. I will say though, I am usually making all this. Usually, when I'm making paper, it's for fireworks, not for something like this. Hey, at least this will be useful if I ever need to do a whole bunch of get rolling a whole bunch of librarians for villagers. That's gonna be useful. Oh, actually, here's something I could talk about. I don't like how in the more recent versions of Minecraft, they're adding new things and new enchantments for those things. But these enchantments can only be gotten by going and exploring the world, which I don't particularly like as a method for acquiring enchants. You can't acquire them through a table or through villagers. Only through... That's far too much, hold up. You can only acquire them through dungeon loot, effectively, which is really bad, because it means that... I mean, okay, the trial chambers is not necessarily the worst, as every player gets to open the vault at least once, right? So per player loot is a good thing at least. But for something like Swift Sneak, if you want to equip an entire like 20-person server with Swift Sneak, and you want to do this exactly once, you need to explore a stupid number of ancient cities to do that. And then if anyone actually loses their gear in fire or whatever, or it breaks, you gotta do it, you gotta go do more exploring to get that stuff again. Which, in my opinion, is kind of a problem. Chicken in here, interesting. There's the hole. There's no crafting table down here, is there? Well, okay, I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna need to build a crafting table down here. Crap. Why do I only have 2 of these? Where's the 3rd one at? Emergency! Okay, thankfully it looks like that building's unloaded when I'm over there. So, couldn't have despawned by now. There it is. Whew. That was almost really bad. Little shulker box of books there almost just disappeared. Alright, anyhow. We'll create a crafting table, then we'll get crafting here. Man, I didn't expect to be 2 hours and 15 minutes in and not even be done with this wall yet. That was not something I expected. So yeah. Okay, we'll just lay this crap out here. We'll grab a singular one of these. Make a crafting table here. Embedded in the wall. That was the wrong direction. You're supposed to go farther into the hole, not out towards me. Okay, good. Crafting table. Alright, we'll get a yoink in terms of books. And a bunch of this. Too much of this. So, stuff is just gonna melt away the wood. Thankfully we got crap tons of it around here. Alright, and we've already gotten 3 bookshelf stacks. It's gonna be a process, isn't it? I think we've already done the hard part of making all the books. Now it's just the hard part of, actually no, this is gonna go pretty quickly. Okay. I don't think this is gonna be too bad anymore. I think this is gonna go relatively fast. Right, it doesn't do weird stack size. Right, because of wood doing it for it. Doesn't go any weird stack sizes if you can't craft it. It's all good, all good. It's just wood, just wood. Just wood? All good, yeah. How do I keep doing that? So... Whew. That's a whole shulker box down. Of books already. God damn, that was fast. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. How did I select a weird number of books there? Alright, we'll leave that partial stack there because I can't be bothered to deal with that right now. So that's the reason why I have a lot of things like they are. So you can't be bothered to deal with that right now. Is it dirty? Well, I can't be bothered to deal with that right now. Sorry. Okay, apparently I accidentally crafted all of my logs into that wood, which is a reduction in the potential output, but at least I can still get output from it. Gosh, imagine just being this rich on wood where you can just waste a bunch like that and it's not even a big deal. Alright, 2 shulker boxes down. This is going real fast. And whew. Alright. More bookcases. Oh, I just realized this hasn't even included the actual final transformation into lecterns, which requires, well, just slabs, so it's a little bit better. But it's still quite bad in terms of the amount of wood required to make a single lectern. Holy. Never really realized until now how just expensive bookshelves are in terms of material cost. I wonder there's supposed to be like a challenge to get yourself to a level 30 enchant. Oh my god. Okay, to be fair, I did know in the past that they were relatively a challenge. I remember in the past before I had a computer or anything that we could play on, we'd be playing on an Xbox because that could do local multiplayer for more than one person without having to have multiple devices or anything. So we'd just go around the world to all like the known we're done with the bookshelves. Go around the world to all the known plains biomes and find and kill all the cows and horses that we could because they drop leather until we got enough to make the bookshelves for an enchanting table. That was actually now that I think about it, a little bit surprising that that more animals were actually spawning, but I guess console edition was a little bit better with that than Java edition even is now in terms of animal spawning, where the spawn chunks just have animals in them, and that basically will prevent, unless you have spawn chunks turned off, that is. But spawn chunks basically just have animals in them, and that basically just completely prevents animals from actually doing natural spawning literally anywhere else in the world, because all the animal cap is currently held by the spawn chunks, and that has all the animal cap is in the spawn chunks, meaning that you can't have any, which is the reason typically why it's why a mushroom island farm is a very big pain, because not only do you have to do the actual hard bits of preventing any more mushrooms from spawning on the island, but then additionally you have to do even more hard bits of oh, that's a weird ratio, damn it. Then you additionally have to do even more hard stuff to actually make it so that it works properly. Or you have to then make sure that there's no passive mobs in your spawn chunk / able to spawn in your spawn chunk, because despite a player not being around, they will still spawn there if you're not there. Which is why in the past I've wanted, like, the only time I've ever actually really done this is season 2. Wanted to, oh, there's an alarm going off. Fun. I've wanted to, like, do a project where I just eradicate all grass blocks from the spawn chunks in a season other than season 2. I don't know if we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna have the spawn chunk set to when in the next update when they get shrunk. But if we do have them set to like 3 or whatever, oh, it's like that's super easy. It's like not many chunks at all that we have to explode out. Actually, this whole spawn chunk, or this whole mob spawning thing is the reason why I've wanted to have spawn on an island for a long time. Actually, season 5, I chose the seed myself. I could have chosen a seed that had spawn on an island, instead of having it, like, on a lot of land. Like it was in Season 5. Oh well. That was a long time ago now. And the main reason the seed was chosen was because it was, obviously, quad witch hut. Extreme rarity? Yes. Hence the, I will jump at the seed and make sure that I get to build the quad witch hut farm, which is significantly faster than the singular witch hut farm that we do. I theoretically could go out and find a dual witch hut in the world that we have, maybe even a triple, but those are also incredibly rare. Yes. Crap. No. If I could just break this block into slabs, I could do it. But I can't, because single block make button. I'll go get some cherry wood from my storage system to do this. But anyhow, that is lecterns completed then. Whew, that took a while. Not nearly as long as observers did. But I think that also means we're then done with the side. Interesting sound for those doors. I've noticed they've put a lot of effort into sound design for their new blocks recently. I haven't felt that's the most necessary thing, because, you know, Minecraft, it's like, historically it hasn't been the game that you've known for, like, the fantastic, everything has a unique sound. It's like, oh yeah, a lot of stuff has reused sound, but that's, you know, fine or whatever. Actually, I'm gonna go put this stuff up in the... Ow. Just need... Yeah. 2 of these. Make planks, make the final lectern, turn the rest back into planks, put them back into storage. Then we'll go shove all this stuff into the system so that it can filter through the actual filter. And the main reason I want it to filter through the filter is because it needs to actually fill up the filter. It's currently not a full filter. Still got a lot of stuff that's slowly going to make its way. I really just got to AFK here for hours, I guess, to make sure all that stuff gets filtered into the system properly. Oh well. Time to see what's next. Pistons and sticky pistons. Obviously, we have to skip daylight sensor because that requires quartz, which we obviously do not have much of. So pistons and sticky pistons. I've had to make a lot of these in the past for Season 4's piston bolt system. So I might as well just start grabbing all the proportioned out shulker boxes of resources I need for all this. Because that's how I'm gonna. I'm deciding right now. That's how I'm gonna. Well, it's gonna be everything but the actual wood is gonna be or not wood. The cobblestone. The cobblestone's not gonna be in proportion shulker boxes because, well, we're just gonna get that thing straight from the source. Iron. It's gonna be a large amount of my iron supply. That's just going into pistons. Alright. Let's see. Alright, that's proportioned out iron. Next is going to be... I'm just going to place these shulker boxes in the entranceway. Come to think of it, I still have tables and stuff to build for the food court here. Oh well. Gonna need 8 shulker boxes. Wait, no, 6 for the planks. Which means back to the cherry tree farm. Let's see. That did not work particularly well. Surprised I haven't had phantom spot on me yet this stream. Have I been sleeping that consistently? Hasn't felt that consistently. Should easily have enough wood to fill all of these boxes with planks. And even drop some and not care. Why am I hearing a spider? Actually, why? There shouldn't be any mobs able to spawn or get... I mean, I don't think I'm particularly in danger here. Unless there's a cave around here I didn't know about. In which case, oh, okay. The whole thing is sealed. There shouldn't be a spider anywhere close enough to where I could hear it like this. I think I emptied my inventory here of logs. I will spectate this spider. Oh, look at that. Right over the drain. Where the hell did you spawn? There shouldn't be anywhere in here where you or anything else could possibly spawn. Like, the only thing is maybe it's spawning on the wood here? But I thought I lit this thing up well enough where I didn't see any spawn. Oh, let's see. Renderers. Light level. Oh, well, there you go. There's some spawnable space up here. Well, I can't be bothered to go in there to fix it. Just gonna have to actually, you know what? Oh, great. There we go. There we go. Problem solved! All the places to be put for the spider to find its way into as well. Oh, it's dropped its eye. Yeah. Good. Alright. Whew. Alright, let's see. What's happening around here now? Oh yeah, I'm really struggling to think of things I should be talking about right now. Wish I'd prepared all this stuff, but I spent most of the day goofing off, really. Okay, to be fair, I did have the one class thing today, which actually went rather smoothly or strangely smoothly. All things considered. Considering how it went last week, gathered all the data, and because I didn't want to have to bother with the fact that the calculations would almost certainly, we'd almost certainly have problems doing the calculations by hand, just made an Excel spreadsheet to do the calculations. And we somehow ended up being quite accurate. Apparently our results were quite, were kind of like low for the average results that we got, but for the results that we did get, they were quite accurate. So we were actually just getting low results, I guess. So that was interesting. Whew. And let's see. 6 boxes of planks, 2 boxes of iron, and 2 boxes of redstone. That is what is effectively needed to craft 2 shulker boxes worth of pistons. Of course, we're going to have to apply a crap ton of slime to one of those boxes. But that's not as big of a deal as I might think it is. Turn the light overlay off. Stop off here to sleep. And we head to Tyler's base. Wonder where Tyler's been. Should ask him if he could be around this weekend. Especially at this point. Say, it's like, oh come on, you can't possibly be that busy at this point. It's not like you have finals in the next couple of days. Oh good, there's a crafting table down here. Also, I'm always surprised when people are complaining that they can't remember how the crafting recipe for a piston goes, with relation to where the items are. I mean, it kind of just annoys me because, like, to me, it's incredibly obvious how you do it. The redstone is on the outside, and the iron that it's pushing away is on the inside. But most of the fact that just the redstone is on the outside of the piston. Anyhow. And then, yeah, we just, grab a bunch of cobblestone and, start making pistons. That's all we do, is we just simply make pistons. Make another piston. Yeah, I mean, the inventory space is the main proportioning issue right now. But hey, this is a pretty painless process, all things considered. Considering how other things have gone so far, this is a very ideal and painless process. And it doesn't involve all that much effort on my part. Just grab the correct proportions of resources, chuck it all on the crafting table. And chuck everything back in, and then yeah, and then we put the resultant pistons away, and we do it all again, and again, and again, and then I realize I've been streaming for 2 hours and 35 minutes, and I'm starting to wonder, where the heck is the weigh-in show? It hasn't started yet, and it is 9:36 p.m. Eastern Time, which is starting to get kind of late for that. You know, I have a feel, I think, with how things have been going, I'm going to end this stream with pistons, because I don't feel like I want to continue streaming this after the pistons, and I realistically will just stop doing stuff in Minecraft for now. Well, maybe I'll do some stuff in Minecraft, but I don't know. I'm getting a bit tired, and would prefer to not necessarily be doing live streaming here. Also, I have nothing to talk about, so there's that. To think, I thought I was going to be done real quickly, and then I'm like, wow, that first side took me 2 hours. Ooh. do 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 do. Alright. Woo, we've got one shulker box of pistons. Let's go, let's go. That didn't take very long now, did it? What about the next one, which is farther away from the crafting table? Can I... May have an issue there. Boy. You know, sometimes it's like, oh wow, we're putting this pink-ass wood in here, and we're getting out something that's brown. I mean, to be fair, I don't think Minecraft needs more just wood-typed objects, because that would just be a pain in the ass. Because now when you're crafting, you have to make sure you have the exact correct type of wood, and if you're setting up auto-crafting, it's like, oh, or, heaven forbid, an automated storage system with filters for the stuff. Well, oh, now you all have to have the same, you know, wood base for something. It can't just be that, can't just be that it's that thing anymore. No, 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 no. Gotta well overcomplicate your crap for this. So let's say, doesn't need to have different kinds of woods. This wood color is fine. More cobblestone. You see, we are just burning through cobblestone in this. And we're not even doing droppers. This is just pistons. Droppers are even worse. And we're also going to need 2 shulker boxes worth of those. At least for that, I just bring over a bit of redstone and gobble up tons and tons of cobblestone. So obviously, that's 7 cobblestone and 1 redstone per dropper. That's a lot. This is only 4 cobblestone. That's still 1 redstone per piston. At least pistons should be relatively easy to make fully automatically because, well, I mean, have you seen them? They're pistons. They're literally every component of a piston is completely automatable. Iron, yes. Redstone, yes. Cobblestone, extra, yes. And wood, yes. The only one which you might theoretically get better results if there's actual player involvement is obviously wood. But there are ways you can automate that. Obviously, you can get crazy bamboo farms nowadays that can theoretically produce ridiculous amount of planks, or obviously an automated oak farm. But those current designs do not produce all that much. They're rather slow because, for one, the actual like tree generation step is quite slow, and then you don't actually extract all that much of the potentially resultant tree. You only extract like the wee bit that grew. Oh, this is it, guys. This is it. You extract the wee bit that grew in the middle of the tree, which is probably not the best. Frick. And there we go. 2 SBs of pistons. Perfect. Alright. It's daytime, still great. Now go back to base. Wondering, where the heck is Wancho? Oh, okay, actually, after the pistons, obviously, we have sticky pistons. Oh my god, it's fun. And sticky pistons are obviously going to be really easy. But after the sticky pistons, we have slime blocks, which is also really easy. We just go over to the slime farm and grab a bunch of slime blocks and throw them in the chest. So we will do that. We'll do that, and then we'll be done. Obviously, honey, I'm not really gonna be bothered with filling that up. Maybe I'll go to the stone scraper and actually acquire as much as I can. Or acquire a fairly size, or as much, yeah, acquire as much honey from that as I can. But it's probably not going to be all that much in terms of blocks. That's not a very efficient farm. I will be the first to say that. It's not that big. It does not produce that much. Maybe next season I'll create a balling honey farm that with auto-crafting that produces a ridiculous number of blocks of actual cubic meters of honey per hour. Sticky pistons. Oh, note blocks are next. Those are easy. Oh, honey and slime are way down here. I will just do those next because why the heck not, I guess, at this point. And, yeah. Guess that'll be that. Now this repetitive motion of my hand here. Oh wow. Just try like not bending my wrist for that instead just moving my entire arm, and that felt wildly uncontrollable. Oh gosh. Not recommended. Do not attempt. Let's see. There we go. That is all the sticky pistons going in the sticky piston chest. I will now go get the honey blocks. Note blocks. That'll be really easy. Composters are also theoretically easy. Fine, you know, I'll keep going here. You know, why not? These next ones are actually really easy. Assuming I have the resources for them. Okay, step one, go to the swamp and just get a whole shulker box of honey blocks. That's pretty quick and easy. Then step two is, I guess, stop by downtown and rob the place of as much honey as possible, which is probably going to be like 6. You never know, though. Maybe it will actually have stuff. You know, actually, maybe I'll grab a bunch of glass bottles while I'm in the swamp that I can fill up the honey thing with so that it can have more capacity. You know, I'll do that as well. So that's the nice thing to do, you know? Also, you know, I feel like I mentioned before, I don't know necessarily how long I'm going to keep this season going for. Because if I feel like I really want to just get the city finished before we end, I might decide to, like, say, hey, we'll restart later. Right. Boop. Oop. Oh boy. Did not mean to do that. Let's see. Aim for the slime. Aim for the slime. Bing. You know, I think they fixed the issue where if you hit the edge of a slime block, you would actually take fall damage. I don't remember when. I don't remember if this version of the game that we're playing in here actually has that. Oh yeah, this is another place where the auto-crafting system that we actually do have got actually put into use. Because that's also a very simple craft there. Anyhow, that was slime. So I said that would be quick and easy, and it was. Oh wait, I want to fill my inventory with bottles, because that will be useful. So we go back over here into the witch farm. Sugar, gunpowder, spider eyes, bottles. now we fly away. Whee! Oh, And there it is. Alright, back to the Nether Hub we go. Only a quick hop away. And there's another alarm outside. I wish I knew what that alarm was about. It's so loud that for some reason it blares outside of the building. And therefore can be heard all the way over here where I'm staying. To be fair, my window is facing it, but that hardly makes a difference. Even if the trees had leaves on them between here and there, would hardly make a difference. Okay, buzz, buzz, buzz. Alright. Oh! That's a lot more blocks of honey than I was expecting. Uh-huh. Well. This may actually be fruitful yet. Oh. Let me, Ooh, there's some in the top here. And some in the middle. Oh, it's everywhere. Just gonna rob it all, because why not? These things here can generate, if anyone's AFKing in the area, they'll get it generated. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I built this farm anyway, it's fine, it's fine. Well, I built this because we needed honey blocks for the, for this. And obviously, you know, being early game, we didn't have any other on-server source of honey at the time, so had to come in and build it myself. And that's how I did it back in the day. You know, you used to just do stuff yourself. Okay, there's been several times when in the course of me doing, having this Minecraft server, when I've wanted to do stuff, but like, oh, someone's gonna build a shop or gonna build a farm first, so I'll wait until they do that and not do it myself before I do stuff. And then they take forever or don't really do it, and then it's like, oh, well, I wasted my time waiting for you, you asshole. Why did you do this? That's actually a fair amount of honey. No, I meant to do the bottles, not the honey. Okay, you slow-moving minecart are going to get a lot more bottles. They're the best distribution system that we have, but I'm just going to start shift-clicking bottles into droppers here. Because I got a lot of them that need to be distributed. Okay, that's full. That's full. That's full. And hopefully everything else is distributed correctly, because I am going to make off with all this honey. Think of just how many calories is contained within my inventory right now. That's a lot of cubic meters of honey. In fact, let's do some math. How many cubic meters of honey is this? This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 59. That is 635 cubic meters of honey. That's a lot. Somehow congealed into nice cubic blocks. That's interesting. Okay, this will go in through the normal storage system input. I'll put the slime in manually, as that has a valid that is a completely functional sorter at the moment. The main reason why some of these things are going through the top is because I can't be bothered to put them in, and other of them are going in because they need to have their sorters be properly configured. Because their sorters are currently improperly configured right now, or only partially configured to just accept the item. They're not full enough of the item to actually release 100% of it into the storage system. Alright. So, yeah, we're gonna go up to dropper, I guess, is what we're doing. So that means we now need note blocks, which are quite easy. And then composters. Composters are literally not even any redstone, they're just slabs. So yeah, we're making great use of all that cherry wood that I farmed today. Well, I didn't farm it today, but today we're making great use of the cherry wood that I farmed a while back. And, come on, it's almost 10 p.m. and the WAN show hasn't started yet. What the hell is going on? The stream's also been going on for almost 3 hours now, which I did not intend, but hey. A longer stream? Sure. Why not? Nope. And down I go. Alright. Let's just get a whole row of that. Yeah, that is the wrong thing to craft, so we want to make sure we're crafting the right thing. Note blocks, let's go. If this takes a lot of wood, but to be fair, we are expecting that at this point. We are just going to slurp down as much of this wood as we need, because this farm is, well, fairly productive. You know, it would be even better and more sustainable if I put a bone meal generator on this farm. That way it'd give me, or directly inject infinite bone meal into the system, and I could just AFK at the farm forever without having to worry about it just stopping at some point because it runs out of fuel. That'd be good. Too bad that'd be a lot of effort. Maybe next season. I also do probably want to still do a video, a dedicated video on just this farm instead of making it part of Coolcraft, because I don't know how, but my Coolcraft episode where I built the farm is somehow the most viewed video on my channel now, and is single-handedly responsible for like a lot of the recent subscribers that I've gotten. So yay, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. And Alright. This is going well enough for note blocks right now. Don't know if I'm making any note block songs in the future, but in case I am, I have supply of them now. It's probably mostly that they're just going to be used as components in a redstone contraption where block updates are necessary to be propagated. / observer chains are needing to be chained together. That's also a valid situation where I could find myself using note blocks in a way they weren't initially intended for, but very valid still. Cool uses of the technologies and that sort of stuff. Let's up a little bit. Let's see. I'm starting to get a little annoyed that the WAN show isn't started yet. It is, okay, let's see, I got 4, that's gonna be 8. Put this one in the top chest. Wow, that's a lot of wood I've cleaned up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be precise amount I need to get this going. or to get this section finished. Good, 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 good. Alright, and now... Ugh, too much, too much. Oh, come on. Okay. I'm gonna take this, break this down, and then break this thing down further. And then squander away stupid amounts of it. Wow, this one's an inventory management nightmare here. Cool, that's 3 stacks, and that's a lot of inventory management work right there. Already done. Man, my wrist is actually starting to... Actually, I guess I could talk about this. For some reason, or my wrist has been some reason bothering me this week. I don't know what it is. I've had it in the past where occasionally, for no apparent reason, my wrist just decides to be cranky, or my hand. And I don't know, I just assume I just usually assume it's because, oh, it's like you've been opening up... Oh, god damn it. You've been opening up all the heavy doors recently, which are all around here, so I'll give you a rest and use my other hand. But this one was worse. I think partially it's my fault because I was laying in bed one night and my hand just like reflexed really quick like that for some reason, and I was like, ow, that hurt. And yeah. And then it's been extremely hurting. I have played decent amounts of Minecraft though recently, or just general computer games where I've been using the mouse. I mean, I guess I haven't been doing crafting, which is extremely strenuous of moving my mouse back and forth and back and forth. And you know, if I was thinking, I have a macro, I have a hotkey thing that it makes it much easier to quickly craft things, kind of in bulk. If I was thinking, I would have turned that thing on before the stream. And, that would have been very useful. Throughout basically the entire thing so far. Alright. Alright, go there, go all the way up to this. And then composters there. Yeah, this is a very, very interesting crafting process here. Can you believe how crafty this crafting is? It's so crafting. Yeah, I thought I just saw a light going by the window there. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. People do weird stuff here all the time, like blare their bass boosted music in their car at 3 a.m. Had it happen before. No, it's not fun, but you just gotta like deal with it and stuff. There's also people who will start their car at like 1 a.m. It's right outside my windows. Their headlights will then just shine right into the window, and Skirtin doesn't always do the best job at keeping out all that kinds of lights. So then it's just like, they'll sit there for like 10 minutes as well, just not doing anything with their car just on. Who knows if they're even in it. And then eventually they'll leave. Eventually. Maybe it'd be a good idea for them to impose a no idling in the parking lot rule. It's like, hey, if you're in the parking lot, your car better be off. Because, I don't know, being eco-friendly or whatever the hell. Car better be off when it's in the parking lot, or you better be leaving or coming. You either coming, going, or your car's off. Because, realistically, that would be better for the environment if they did that. Okay. Last composter. We're done. And, Wancho still isn't here. It is 10 p.m. on the East Coast. Well, I will get the stuff back, plunked in the storage system for both of these, I guess. And then I'll sign off because, yeah, this stream has been over 3 hours long now. And, yeah, I want to go rest and do other stuff tonight. So, I guess I can start outroing now. Well, so if you enjoyed the stream, please make sure to leave a like on your way out. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to be notified of future streams, just like this one. Yeah, just like this one. Yeah, I don't know if we're doing this anything like this again. Anyhow, yeah, I will, and with that, I guess I will see you all in the next thing that I do, live stream, whatever it is. Probably going to be game development on this week on Sunday. But anyhow, I will see you all the next time. Bye!